Got a little bit more of a positive video compared to the last one, which I'm sure wasn't good news to a lot of people. But let's talk about Disney and how they're not doing very well. This has been a bad year for them, other than Guardians of the Galaxy, which did really good. Well, not really good, to be honest. I think it's at 800-something million? That means it made money, but they'd like to see that movie hit $1 billion, to be honest. But it still did good. But it's also a good movie. So that actually factors into that. If anything, it doesn't make me excited for Marvel either. It makes me excited for what James Gunn is going to do with the DC universe. I actually think he might do a good job, but we'll see. Disney, Little Mermaid. A lot of outlets out there like Collider trying to spin it, saying the Little Mermaid sails past new milestone at the global box office. Well, let's check in with reality. The reality is the movie is going to struggle to hit $500 million by the end of its run. It's already getting pushed out of theaters. I think my theater now has it down to 3 showings. And that's because two big movies come out this weekend, Elemental and The Flash. And we'll get to those in a minute. But let's just savor this Disney failure that happened. Little Mermaid struggling. Did okay domestically, but the international numbers are in a toilet. And they're about to get flushed. Let's talk about Indiana Jones. This is the next big Disney movie to drop, and it's probably going to flop too. They're saying that it's going to open up around $60 million with a worldwide of 120. This is one of the most expensive movies ever made. This movie has to kill it at the box office to make money. It's a Kathleen Kennedy Lucasfilm movie. Of course it's got a bloated budget. That's why her stuff doesn't pull in a lot of money, because she doesn't know how to manage projects. So this movie probably going to flop. I expect it to have awful word of mouth. It'll have an okay opening weekend, 120, 140, maybe hit 2. People will celebrate it going, ha, 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 we told those YouTubers. And then the second week, it'll fall off a cliff. Why? Because of Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's in the entire movie and is more of a co-star than a sidekick. She's annoying, and nobody likes her. But Hollywood wants to make her a thing. She's already involved in the next Tomb Raider. So this is the future. Another Disney bomb. But Disney has another movie coming to theaters this weekend, and that's Elemental. Why are they putting all these movies so close together? It's so ridiculous. 3 or 4 weeks ago was Little Mermaid, now Elemental, and then in 2 weeks, Indiana Jones. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? There's August too. You could do. I don't understand why they're doing this. This is so stupid. Seriously, they're cannibalizing themselves. And they need all the money they can get, because this one is predicted to be the worst opening for a movie in Pixar's history. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Elemental is going to be the worst opening movie box office record that they've ever had. This is bad. This is yet another gigantic Disney failure, which I like to see. I think Disney is the number one groomer company, and to see them fail over and over again is great. And I guess park attendance is starting to get hit as well. It's still number one, but from what I understand from watching a Clownfish video the other day, they're barely beating Universal. And wait till, as they said, Florida gets their little Mario Land outlet. Things are shifting. Universal's doing very, very well. All these movies, look at the Mario movie. They're totally taking over. I think they're stepping up, and they're going to take that family market that Disney used to have on lockdown. And I think that that's fantastic. Disney decided they wanted to push all of this shit. Look what they did in Florida, where they jumped around and wanted to get involved in politics. They want to push all this garbage in their movies, and now they're paying for it. They're paying for it in the wallet. That's good. So, upcoming Pixar film Elemental expected to have worst opening weekend in company's history. Variety reports the film is tracking to have a $35 million opening weekend. Oh, man, that's bad. That's a joke. It was a 40 last week. Box office tracking website Box Office Pro predicted back in May that the film would gross anywhere between 28 and 39 million in its opening weekend and go on to gross between 89 and 155 million in its entire theatrical run at the domestic box office. Now, to be fair, that's just domestic. It could do well internationally. It could. Could happen. Somehow I doubt it, though. I think everyone's going to go see The Flash. Now, how will The Flash perform, though? That's the real question. That's being predicted to be a flop. The Flash also has a gigantic record or gigantic budget, just like Indiana Jones, because that movie's been delayed and went through production hell and reshoot hell. So that movie is going to need to do very, very well, too. And it could. I actually think The Flash might bounce back up because everyone seems to like it. So, $155 million for its entire theatrical run at the domestic box office. That's sad. Disney's lost that family market. Look at what's happened with them. Strange Worlds, that was a gigantic flop. That's not a Pixar movie, but it's still an animated CGI Disney product. Lightyear lost money. And now this one. A string of failures. Disney needs... Here's the thing about Disney. And a lot of people talk about this, and it's true. The entertainment side for Disney is not where they make all of their money. Where they make all of their money is in the parks. However, they need these Disney movies to do well for that cool factor. It makes their parks attractive. They need their movies to really grab culture and become popular because it keeps their brand successful. Their brand needs to be prestigious, magical, all of that stuff. That's what drives people to the parks. Oh, all those Disney movies. We can go be immersed in Disney. It's an immersion thing. You can be wrapped in it like a blanket. And that is kind of fading away. It's fading away. And if they lose that magic that they have in pop culture, it makes the parks not very attractive. And it's not a problem that Disney's ever had. They've had nothing but hit after hit after hit after hit for decades. But now things are kind of starting to change. Telling half of your audience to go F themselves by getting involved in all these cultural issues, that was probably a bad idea. And I do think that is affecting their magic. See, all of this is happening to Disney without any kind of boycott or anything because they're doing it to themselves by hiring the same losers over and over again, putting out unpolished, shitty cultural speaking turds, getting political heavily. It's all affecting them, and it's starting to hurt them bad. The only thing they're going to have left is Marvel, and Marvel, the way they're running that in the ground by putting out subpar product after subpar product, it's only a matter of time till they run that image into the ground as well. So more recently, Box Office Pro predicted the film would have an opening weekend between 31 million and 41 million. They would specifically claim that it would only earn 33 million. Even if the film hits the 41 million mark, it will have the worst opening of any Pixar-produced film ever. According to the numbers, the three Pixar films with the worst opening weekend box office were Toy Story at 29.1 and Onward with 39.1. I don't know if Toy Story, can you really count Toy Story? Because that's old numbers. What's that look like with inflation? Because that movie came out a long time ago. And The Good Dinosaur with 39.1 million. However, if you adjust Toy Story for inflation, there we go, 58.1 million. Yeah, that's better. The poor opening weekend means the film is likely to be a box office bomb, given the Hollywood Reporter notes that most Pixar films are believed to cost around $200 million to produce. If the film has a $200 million production budget, it needs to make around $500 million to break even on the conservative side. And that's not counting marketing. No, to be fair, I haven't seen much marketing for this film. I haven't seen much marketing. So maybe that's a low budget. I don't know. But, yeah, this isn't good for Disney. And I enjoy seeing them fail. Their stock has been under $100 for a while now. I think, let me see if we can find that mark where it went down. Yeah, February or in March, it dropped to $98. Went back up to $100 for a minute, August or April 18th. And then May 8th, 102, and then it dropped down again and it hasn't gone back up. Like, it's been struggling to stay over $100 since February. Keep in mind, they had a nice little run for a while there, but it's been bad for them. Like, look at this. Back in the coof when they jumped up to 184, and it's just been a downhill slide ever since March 19th, 2021. So, congratulations, Disney. You played yourself. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and Locals, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my Locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my Locals.